Welcome back, everyone. Going to begin to that round one recap and the round two showdown picks here for the PGA Championship. We're also going to give you guys the winner of the PGA Championship here in 2021. Let's get into it. So as always, guys, I do like to start off with kind of the player pool and kind of just go from there. Then we'll break down the ownership, and then we'll just break it down from there. So let's just look over the player pool. As a whole, the player pool is good. Kind of the theme of this year has been really the safe plays laying us down, and then more of the risky plays going out and playing well. So we're on Hovland, we're on Morikawa. That's good stuff there. Smith, Usti, Jordan, Bryson, Ron, they all seem like they're going to make the cut. Neiman's playing well, Answer's playing well, or Answer's not playing well. He'll be someone that we touch on here in a little bit. But Casey's playing well. Hoffman should make the cut. I actually feel pretty good about all these guys making the cut. Obviously, Berger is really the only true miss here on this so far. Other than that, it's looking pretty good. Got Connors in there. Connors was ranking out really well in the model as well. Was just worried about his major history a little bit. That's kind of why I got off of him. And then going over it again, all the value plays are doing well as well. Taylor Gooch was someone that I threw in like the mini max, the 150 lineups there, had him included in there. So overall going pretty well. If things break our way, this week could be a really big week. If things don't break our way, it could be a close week, but overall it should be a pretty good week player pool wise. But let's just get into the ownerships here as well. So just looking it over, we'll go over who is more owned than expected. Xander Schauffele, Corey Connors, Cam Smith, Jordan Spieth, and Daniel Berger. Really the two shocking ones to me were that people pretty much late last night were like, all right, I need to probably go the fair and balanced approach a little bit more. People got onto Xander a little bit more. People got onto Connors a little bit more. Cam Smith a little bit more. Daniel Berger a little bit more. That's what that's telling me. Nothing really surprising there. But we'll go over like the most owned players here real quick as well. I was a little bit shocked to see Sam Burns and Tony Finau end up as top 10 most owned players. To me, that was really shocking. Didn't see that coming. And it looks like they're getting penalized for that. It's just a weird thing, more of a risk reward type thing. I get it. People have been much more risky, and going back to what I just said earlier about, not really getting rewarded for kind of going the safer route. That's kind of been the theme this year. Going over people that were a little bit lower owned than expected. Siwoo Kim, which Pete Dye course, I don't know. That was a little bit shocking to me. I don't know about you guys, but a little bit shocking to me. Keegan Bradley, a little bit lower owned than expected. I think people got talked off of him, which honestly probably the right move with the quality of plays that were around him in Corey Connors, in Paul Casey, in Hoffman, Harmon, Tringale. There's a deep list of players that were in that same price point range. So it didn't really make sense for everyone to be going with Keegan there. Just a little bit of a weird thing there. Paul Casey, people got off of it a little bit, but overall, the ownerships did pretty well. Kind of everything as expected ownership-wise there. I will say, going back to the actual ownership, it was really shocking to see Jordan Spieth get 10% more ownership than Jon Rahm, and then also Collin Morikawa as well. Pretty close price points there for those two. It was really shocking to see that. Even Bryson as well. For Jordan to get that much more ownership than them at relatively the same price point, that was really shocking to me. But, I get it. He's been on a hot streak. Does well at tougher tracks. It made sense. But let's get into the leaderboard here. So I kind of mentioned the model is doing well as a whole here. So let's just sort by top 10 in the model here and see how they're doing. Or we'll do top 20 in the model just to, get a good picture. Because I felt pretty good about the stats and comp courses that we were pulling in. So let's just pull it up. So players that ranked top 20 in the model this week. Let's look at them. Corey Connors, Victor Hovland, King Bradley, Collin Morikawa, Will Zalatoris. So we got four players. Three of the players, first, second, and they all ranked, top 13 in the model and all top 10 stat rank plays. Got Collin Morikawa right there, top 10 in the model. Really everyone that ranked top 20 in the model is looking pretty decent, except for Billy Horschel. Wasn't really on Billy Horschel, wasn't on Thomas Dietrich. Daniel Berger, that's a miss. That's looking like it's going to be a miss. But then Brian Harmon, Webb Simpson, Justin Thomas, I expect those guys to go out and play a little bit better. I expect them to make the cut. And then from there, it should be, pretty good. Stat fit wise, let's see that as well. Just pulling that up real quick. Just out of curiosity. So let's see. Doing pretty well. We got obviously Connor's up there again, Keegan, Hovland, Morikawa, Neiman's popping up there, Jason Kokrak, Louis. Let's see. In terms of stat fit, so we can see that the stats are actually providing us a little bit more predictability so far because, well, we only have like 3 projected miscuts thus far. Kind of an interesting thing to look at there so far. Just kind of a nice development there. And then just one more thing I like to do as well. Just look at percent ownership, like 15% ownership. And then real quick, we're just going to look at, well, that's all we need to do. So really Daniel Berger is going to be the highest owned player that's most likely going to miss the cut. Maybe Abraham Answer, but I expect Answer to play well. Like I said, I'll touch on that in a second here. Mark Leishman, Patrick Reed, they could miss the cut. Xander, for the most part, the most owned players are going to most likely make the cut here. Kind of a interesting development there. Not that much chalk missing. So could see a high number of 5 out of 6, possibly 6 out of 6 across the cut line this week, especially with the cut line being 270 and ties. But now what you guys all came here for are those round 2 showdown picks. So one of the things that I love to do is sort by round 2 regression. Which players are due to have the best round? Well, we can see Daniel Berger. That makes a lot of sense. Ranked out really well in the model, played horrible in round 1. The only worry with him is that, he's at +7. He most likely has to shoot -3 to make the cut. I expect the cut to be +4. So he has to shoot -3. He has to shoot the second best round of the day in round 1 to make the cut. He could easily do that though. We're showing him as a guy that's likely to have a good round. But what I like to do, how I like to use this tool mostly is see which player has a good round 2 regression rank, if you will, progression, regression, whatever, if you guys want to call it. This is the variance rating. He's expecting to have a much better round. I like to see which players are also ranking out round 2 wise. So maybe like Adam Scott probably wouldn't want to be on him, but like Justin Thomas, top 5 in both, probably want to be on Justin Thomas in round 2. DJ as well. That's another one that you probably want to go with. We could look at something like Harris English, Webb Simpson, Abraham Answer. That's getting back to it with Abraham Answer. He's a guy that I ended up on a lot. Good staff, had been in great form recently. I expect him to have a much better round than he did in round 2, and we can see the data backing that up as well. Let's see here. Brian Harmon, he's another one we could easily go back to the well with. I like that. That's kind of how you'd like to use this. And then, you could easily plug those players into the lineup optimizer. Just select those players very simply. Boom, boom. I want you. Just kidding. That was bad. I'm sorry if you guys heard that. It's that horrible song from back in the day. But it's as simple as this. You just plug and play them, run the optimizer, and you're good to go. But you can also factor in round 2 rank for Showdown. This is specifically for Showdown purposes. So Colin Morikawa expected to continue his good, streak of golf so far. Victor Hovland as well, Stuart Sink, Justin Thomas, Tony Finau, Joaquin Neiman, Harris English, Bryson, Abraham Answer. See, the thing is though, I do want to target those morning tee times. I'm definitely favoring those morning tee times a little bit more. So like Answer, Harmon, DJ, those guys are going to get the advantage. Maybe someone like John Rahm, where's he sitting at? John Rahm, top 20. That's not bad as well. So that's kind of the route that I'm going to go with. I'm definitely going to be favoring the early tee times. But as we saw with Corey Connors, there are low rounds out there. So, you don't exactly have to do that. But this is the route that you, for the most part, want to go. And I do want to point that out because had you just used the 9-to-5 player pool, going back to that, with like the early tee time, you had a pretty darn good finish with the early tee times because while you were sitting pretty with Hovland, Morikawa, Casey there, you were sitting very nice. And, honestly, guys, when I saw that the morning wave was going out and having a great day, I'm like, man, I already know that the afternoon tee time is not going to be as good. It's just simple regression right there. Stuff has to sort of balance itself out when, one part of a build is going great. It's normal that the secondary part is not going to be as good, but obviously most likely those guys are going to go out and play better this week, especially with us being able to see that the data, the model, the stats that we were pulling in has been pretty highly accurate. Those other players that ranked out really well are most likely going to have a better round. But yeah, we can get a pretty good picture of what we're looking at for round 2 Showdown. Let's see here. Maybe Grillo, he's a guy that can easily get hot. He's had plenty of, really just one bad round type of events and, go from there. Don't mind that. Carlos Ortiz is someone that had a decent round going. Someone you could go to in round 2. Don't mind that as well. But let's get into what all you guys came here for as well. who is going to win heading into round 2. So I should start by saying that this has been accurate all but 1 week. We've been doing this for like 11 weeks now. We've been able to hit the winner in all but 1 week using this simple tool. It's as simple as that. Let's show you guys how to do it. Sort by round 2. So these players are not finished yet. They're still on the course as of recording this. So, you know, someone like Cameron Davis, who's currently in the top 5, might sneak up into here. But we're just going to look at this right now. So most likely to win: Corey Connors, Victor Hovland, Colin Morikawa, Keegan Bradley, Joaquin Niemann popping up there as well. Aaron Wise, Will Zalatoris, Stuart Sink, Cameron Tringali, and Sungjae Im popping up there. Where's Brooks? Because I know when I had just done this, okay, Brooks was up there too. So we got Louis Oosthuizen, Brooks, and Bryson kind of rounding out the top 13. Very interesting there. I would just cut it off at 12. I would cut it off at 12 this week. Brooks is playing well, obviously. I'd probably slot him up a little bit higher there as well. Probably slot him in at like 6, where Aaron Wise is. You know, he's just looking good. It's that simple as that. But, you know, how I like to use this tool for you guys as well, just kind of spelling it out, is that, you know, Victor Hovland, Colin Morikawa, Joaquin Niemann, those were 3 outright bets that we were going with. This is a great way for you to be able to maybe just hedge your bets. You know, we're cutting the player pool down to 12 players, 11 players from 156. Okay. Maybe you just want to select your top 10 and bet that outright. All but one time, you would have had a pretty solid chance of winning some money by doing this. So, or you can just bet them all and, you know, have a pretty good chance of winning some money doing it that way. So hopefully this helps you guys. Looking forward to the cut sweat tomorrow. Could be doing a little bit earlier live video for the cut sweat as well. Just want to throw us out there as well, just looking at someone like Cameron Davis. So this is what this tool up here is for, the win rank. It's not specific per round. Per round is going to be a little bit more accurate. This is kind of just the full picture. Cameron Davis is looking top 12. Brooks is looking top 14. Obviously, a lot of Brooks's stuff is coming in from when he was injured, you know, still. So a lot of that data is a little bit skewed because, you know, he's looking healthy right now. So that's just kind of, you know, here and there. But interesting stuff so far with the PGA Championship. I really enjoyed it. I know it's going to be fun to wake up and kind of watch that stuff once again. But that is all I have for you guys for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I hope the cut sweats go your way tomorrow. I know I'm looking, you know, forward to it tomorrow there. Brian Harman, let's go. Putting you in the Showdown build. Gotta make it happen, baby. Let's go. And then Abraham Answer, I'm expecting him to have a much better round as well. Once again, Abraham Answer, Brian Harman, DJ, and probably John Rahm are going to be like my 4 go-to Showdown picks. All right, thanks for watching, guys, and as always, let's keep cashing.